Hey, what's up, guys? It's DataDave here, and we're talking about episode 18 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Now, starting out, I want to say this episode was alright, and that I can appreciate this episode. Feel free to disagree with me, but compared to the other episodes, I feel like this one was on the slower side. Now, I don't want to say it was a bad episode, because by far it wasn't. It set up some things for the future plot, but at the same time, I don't really think I cared for this episode as much. It sets up things, but I feel like if this is a full episode, a lot of what happened in it could have been put in this, maybe half or less. And feel free to disagree with me. Let me know in the comment section. But I feel like the portion of the episode that did not have to be in was a conversation between Rimuru and the guild master of the kingdom of Blurmer. I'm probably saying the name wrong. But the thing is, it's like they had that conversation. He's like, can we establish, a trade route through here, etc., etc. It was kind of already hinted and addressed, I believe, the episode before last where we had Yeom. So that's cool and all, but we kind of touched that subject. So I don't see, or let me know if you see otherwise, the importance of rehashing that point. You know what I mean? That was another, I'll just say a random number, 4, 5, 6 minutes of the episode to 20 minutes. I just feel like that wasn't needed. We could have spent that time further developing plot. We know that when compared to manga, anime definitely cuts things out. That could have been left. That's just for me personally, because it just felt like we were on a slow progress. In this episode, basically we established the trade route with the guild leader, right? We showed a bit more character of Phobio, which I do like. I do like that because, it's a lot of reasons that you can take a lot from that, in my opinion. You see that he's going to release the seal in an attempt to become a demon lord and take over Sharvis, which I truly do doubt. And we established that Rimuru is going to deal with the problem and that the problem's coming straight to him, and we can't use Demon Lord Milim because the others said we don't need her for every problem. And that's really kind of it for the episode, unless I'm skipping something important. I feel like we could have did this in 10 minutes and then just made further plot or preparation, which I assume what the next episode is going to be about. But let's get more so on the review. I was just giving you my thoughts, and I really would love to hear yours about this, on whether you like this or dislike it. That's one of the number one things I want to take from it. But to the review. So I want to talk more so on Phobio of the Black Leopard Fang, one of the beast keepers that works under Demon Lord Carrion. I want to say I really liked and I was impressed by the fact that he showed regret for what he did. He realized at post thoughts that he dealt with that situation completely wrong by saying, hey, come serve Demon Lord Carrion. He and the other underling, I don't know his name, were just kind of they needed to pull a more diplomatic method against them, not just try to bully them, because they're ready to fight. They actually, Rimuru threw the threat of, do you want to go to war with 30% of the Florist of Jura and our forces? He realized that wasn't the best approach. So because he was saying that, this makes me wonder a little bit more about Demon Lord Carrion. Demon Lord Carrion might want Rimuru to serve under him. We understand that. But I don't think Carrion specified the method or the way or the direction to Phobio. He's like, can you just go see if they'll work for us, I feel like it was that type of order. And Phobio was like, we're just going to bully them and make them work under us, which was the wrong approach. That's why I feel like Phobio's even more embarrassed, because he actually dealt with it wrong. He made the wrong call. And him going back to Lord Carrion and saying, hey, I kind of effed up, wouldn't be seen in the right light. Now, we don't know how Carrion would have reacted. Maybe he would have got punished, etc., etc. But I don't believe that fact, because the other underlings, even though they failed, they weren't as hurt as Phobio was. Phobio was embarrassed. He was prideful about the situation, and he just couldn't fess up to Carrion about it. And another thing I can't believe about Phobio is that he easily fell under the trick of the 2 Majin sent by Demon Lord Clayman. Think about it. If you're just talking with your friends at night, talk about your fail, these 2 Majin come here hey, we were attracted by what you hate or your anger. What angers you? We're going to give you power. That's kind of sketch. In the middle of the night, by 2 people in 2 clown suits that you don't know, and they tell you about Charbits and releasing the seal. That's a little bit far-fetched. Now, the reason the underling went with it is because, I assume they're kind of subordinates to Carrion, or at least, Carrion's more of the leader figure in this case. So they're like, if Carrion thinks it's the right move or right idea, even though we don't trust these Majin, we'll let him handle it, and we're gonna go back. You know, he's really, really wise. Even one of the guys was like, you know, Carrion actually handles himself well. He wouldn't allow himself to get tricked by this. Alright, so let's go back. Let's think about the Majin that show up in the night. Would you really trust two random Majins that come in and say, hey, you know, we were attracted by our hatred and anger, and what we need to do is give you some power. We can make you a demon lord. Like, would you really trust somebody that just comes up to you and says that? I don't know why Phobio and the group did, but the crazy thing about the group is the group was like, you know, Phobio actually doesn't typically fall for things. He's actually pretty smart. He's wise. He wouldn't allow himself to get tricked. And I feel like under normal circumstances, that is actually true about Phobio. He actually thinks it out. He's not this hard-headed, dumb character that he kind of gave off the vibe of in the episodes beforehand. Like, I think he's a wise character and smart, especially how he reflected on his actions. But in that situation, with him being prideful and embarrassed and doesn't want to fess up to Carrion, then he made the absolute wrong choice. He fell for it. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to do Carrion's honor and will and not embarrass him. So he's a kind of idiot for that. Honestly, there's a life lesson in that, just from that, is that if you mess up, sometimes it's better just to be like, hey, you know what? I messed up. Let's move ahead and figure out what we need to do next. I feel like if Phobio did that with Carrion, they would have easily formed some type of alliance with Rimuru, or at least established some type of peace. But Phobio's not going, and he's not thinking logically, and now he's going to be the reason the Charbis seal unlocked. He thinks he's going to be able to contain that power, but even Demon Lord Clayman said, hey, we're going to see if we can tame the power of Charbis. We don't really know if he can. You know, he's a Demon Lord. Phobio, he's just a beast keeper that serves under a Demon Lord, so there's no way that he can take in that body. I think honestly Clayman is like, we need to release the seal early while we're prepared, or we need somebody to mess with it, and Phobio's the perfect sacrifice to do so. The reason why he wouldn't do it himself is because Clayman's like, you know, I don't want to sacrifice my Majin doing this. I don't want to sacrifice me. Let's just do a measly underling, and let's do one of Carrion's underlings, you know? By this happening, I see more so that the Demon Lords, even though they do meet, the four of them being Milim, Clayman, I forgot the name, and Carrion, even though they meet, they don't really work together per se, in my opinion. Like, Milim doing their own thing, Clayman is. The girl one actually is doing their own thing, preparing to fight Charbis, and Carrion obviously is interested in Rimuru. So that's pretty cool about them. Like, I really wonder what their relationship is, and I want to see a little bit more of it. But it was interesting to see that they're making moves on each other, or specifically Clayman's making moves on Carrion's people. I don't think he would appreciate it, but hey, I mean, you know, it's all a fair game. Other than that, we finally get introduced to Traya, which is Trini's younger sister. Cool, I guess, with this evil aura. And she did the exact same role that Trini did in Rimuru's case by highlighting the next big threat and saying, Rimuru, I need you to handle this, because it's coming right your way. So we found out through her that Veldora's magic, a cloud of Veldora's magicules, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, magicules, actually created this extremely powerful Charbis that's heading that way, and somehow it's probably attracted to Rimuru because Veldora's in it. So this brings up a very important point. It's been kind of touched on that Veldora was powerful, but just imagine just a ounce or just a cloud of your power just kind of is lurking out, and all of a sudden, like, a huge monster that's a calamity class monster comes through and is like a huge threat to everybody. Like, this makes me wonder, how powerful was Veldora? We already know all the Demon Lords respected the pact amongst Veldora. Like, now we found this huge monster stemmed from it. Like, Veldora actually was a huge threat. I wonder how strong the hero was just to be able to subdue Veldora, and I think the hero did that with help. But, like, I really wonder how Veldora was, like, acting on Earth, you know what I mean? Like, the way I feel like I saw Veldora and maybe others is just this kind of funny dragon that's trapped, being like, I accidentally burned down the village. So I really can't wait for this series, whenever it does, to touch a little bit more on Veldora's backstory and hopefully bring him back. I don't know. I mean, we're supposed to take him down temporarily. I missed him. But I see why Veldora can't be in the story right now, because Veldora's going to look out for Rimuru, and that would be the most powerful being in the world if Veldora is as strong as we say. So that's pretty interesting. Like, I like that they kind of highlighted that to say just a cloud of them is a huge problem for us. And just to add an extra fact about Charvis, I have no idea how to say it, so in the comment section, do let me know how to pronounce it, because I've been saying it different ways each time. But he also has a group of 13 flying sharks that accompanies him, on top of him already being powerful. And they're all airbound, doing damage and such. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Rimuru combats this with this faction. I feel like it's dope that it's not just Charvis, because that means we can see a highlight of other characters, like maybe Gopta will do something, and seeing how everybody interacts. Another thing I don't like is Demon Lord Millam's actually not going to fight. I understand it, because maybe Millam would be able to put good work on the boss, but they specifically requested to say, hey Millam, we can't depend on you always. Really, the Purple Ogre did. So we'll handle it. This is our issue, and Rimuru's got it. Rimuru's like, alright. So that's cool. Remove Millam from the picture, and Rimuru has to figure out a way with this faction to deal with all 13 sharks and Charvis himself. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm pretty sure that the next episode is going to heavily deal with how we're going to prepare for Charvis, the mystery behind it, and what we could do as a faction. So next episode is preparations, in my opinion. The evil is oncoming soon, and we're going to see what is the fate of Phobio. I feel like he's not going to die, but he's going to learn a lesson, but I feel like he will get hurt or get possessed like the Orc Lord or something like that. And last thing, I find it funny that making a Demon Lord is once again another theme from Clayman's plan. So I'm interested to see where this kind of goes, what happens to Phobio, and how Carrion will react to Phobio leaving this faction to become a Demon Lord to deal with Charvis. That means he's somehow going to get involved with this. So Carrion's going to be on the field too. Maybe they'll all team up somehow at Rimuru. We'll find out in due time. Yeah, with that being said, that's another review in the database here. I'm DataDave, and thank you very much. By this happening, I see more so that the Demon Lords, even though they do meet, the four of them being Millam, Clayman, I forgot the name, and Carrion, even though they meet, they don't really work together per se, in my opinion. Like Millam doing their own thing, Clayman is. The girl one actually is doing their own thing, preparing to fight Charvis, and Carrion obviously is interested in Rimuru. So that's pretty cool about them. Like, I really wonder what their relationship is, and I want to see a little bit more of it. But it was